I know we should not search for humor in all things, but our public officials and media lend themselves to humor. It is as though they go out of their way to trip, stumble, and fall into a squishy, steamy pile of ridicule. These are the same admired media and public officials, henceforth referred to as pubiles. We can coin new words also. These same pubiles who saturate the airwaves with shootings, stabbings, gory muggings, pummeled homeless people, explosions, fires, accidents, and assorted gore and graphic violence of every color and flavor. These are the same media and pubiles that exhibit no shyness in inundating the domestic audience with the latest breaking news in order to sell us on unsavory news topics. Blunt, graphic, frank treatment of domestic issues seem to be the order of the day. Yet, when reporting on our foreign interventions, the media and pubiles feel obligated to shield our delicate senses from nastiness. They coin some new euphemisms that will downplay or trivialize situations and then create terms to demonize a targeted group. Two terms that leap into my mind are collateral damage and radicalize. The media and pubiles crusade to uncover how our young enemies are transformed from mere teenagers into monstrous radicals. These young people are magically morphed into radicalized individuals. Let's use the media speak word radicalized in referring to them. The magicians casting a spell on these radicals seem to be the all-powerful mullahs in the mosques. The mullahs are so mesmerizing, so intoxicating, that the youngsters are incapable of resisting the mullah's teachings. Since they are so effective, perhaps we should invite them into our houses of worship to convert our gamblers, our drunks, our womanizers, and our addicts. After all, our priests, pastors, reverends, and preachers have tried in vain to make a dent in the ranks of the aforementioned sinners. The mullahs should be a weapon of last resort and should be given carte blanche to bring our church-going transgressors out of their moral tailspins. The media and pubiles have zeroed in on the mullahs and have eliminated any other possible factors involved in radicalizing our young enemies. It is inconceivable that these youngsters would become radicalized after seeing their mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters collateralized into bits and pieces during a wedding ceremony. I had to coin a verb from collateral damage, hence collateralized. They could not be radicalized merely because they were unable to raise their children, unable to educate them, unable to watch them graduate, and unable to see them get married. Why would they become our enemies after only a few trivial airstrikes that obliterated their neighborhoods, their churches, their hospitals, their friends. No, it is definitely the mullahs and the mosques that are the roots of our problems and our enemies' radicalization. How can we convince these young radicals that the real monsters collateralizing their cultures are the mullahs and mosques? It is so obvious to our media and to our pupils. Perhaps the privilege of listening to the spin of our domestic news and the cold hard facts presented in our talk shows would clear the cobwebs from our young radicalized enemies' minds. Listening to our media might assist radicalized youth in putting things in perspective and in helping them to realize that the rubble in their neighborhoods is not such a big deal. Why can't the radicals sense it as well? Could it be that close proximity to a few well-aimed bombs clouds their judgment, impairs their perception? Why should we assume they are like us? After all, they live on the other side of the world. Would they have the same feelings, emotions, and dreams that we have? Would family mean the same thing to them as it does to a more civilized society like ours?